Welcome back, everybody, to another deep dive. And today we're tackling something that's so important for our furry friends: hydration and oral care. I was going through this product description and it actually had some really interesting stuff in there.
Oh, yeah, it was pretty surprising.
Yeah.
Like this deep dive, it's really going to give you guys some good info to level up your pet care routine for sure.
Yeah, for sure. So the first thing I want to jump into is this spill-proof pet fountain thing. I gotta admit, my first thought was, okay, less mess. But then reading through this, there's so much more to it.
Right, so think about it. Where do animals get their water in the wild? It's like moving water, fresh.
Yeah.
A fountain's going to kind of mimic that natural flow,
Yeah, my dog, he kind of gets bored with his water bowl sometimes, but if it's running water, it's like, whoa, what is that?
Exactly. It's like instinctual.
Yeah.
But it's not just about them liking it. Proper hydration is it's super crucial for their whole body.
Yeah.
Like temperature regulation, getting rid of toxins, like how we need to stay hydrated, so do they, right?
Yeah. Oh, yeah. I remember this one time we were out hiking and my dog got a little dehydrated. He was just wiped. Took him forever to recover.
Yeah, and that's just like mild dehydration. If it gets more serious, it can really mess with their organs, could even be, life-threatening. Think about how much energy they use running around, playing, just exploring. They need a constant supply of water.
Wow, you're right. I didn't really think about it like that. So this fountain isn't just about making our lives easier. It's about, their health,
Yeah.
right?
Totally. Like these features they've got, this floating plate thing, that's important because it keeps the water flowing right and helps them drink at a good pace.
I've always wondered, why does my dog drink so fast? Like someone's going to take it away from him or something.
It's probably just instinct, but with a fountain, it can help them drink a little slower.
That makes a lot of sense. Okay, let's talk about keeping their teeth clean. They had this random colored toothbrush, Pet Plush Dog brush, which is super cute, but does it actually work?
I mean, the plush part is fun to get them interested, but the important part is the brushing. Because plaque and tartar, that's not just bad breath, it can lead to some real problems.
Oh, yeah. Like what? I mean, I've heard about dental disease, but never really thought about it much.
Oh, it's a big deal. Imagine sore gums, loose teeth, even painful abscesses. That can make it really hard for them to eat. Plus, those bacteria can get into their blood and that can hurt their heart, liver, kidneys.
Wow, I had no idea it could be that serious. It's not just about their breath, it's about their whole body.
Right. Just like with the water fountain, there's a ton of options now for dental care, depending on your pet. Chews, wipes, sprays. They even have stuff you can put in their water.
Wow, that's amazing. I remember when it was just the basic toothbrush.
Pet dental care has come a long way, which is great. Now we've got so many tools to help keep their smiles healthy.
So it's kind of like a choose-your-own-adventure for their teeth. Like, I know my dog would love a dental chew, but my cat, he's not about anyone messing with his mouth.
That's the key. It's going to work for their personality, their lifestyle. Dogs who love to chew, give them a chew. Cats or dogs who are picky, maybe a spray or wipe. And those water additives can help too.
That's so helpful. There's a solution for everybody, even the picky ones.
Exactly. And don't be afraid to try different things and see what sticks. It's all about finding a routine for them that works for you too.
It sounds like if we put in a little effort, we can save them from some serious problems down the road, huh? It's really making me rethink how I take care of my pets, It's easy to focus on the big stuff, food, walks, playtime, but all this, it's just as important.
It is. It's all connected. Like a hydrated pet's going to have more energy, better immune system, just, better quality of life. And same with the teeth. It's not just bad breath. It's like setting them up for a healthy future.
Yeah, totally makes sense. So, if someone's listening and they're thinking, all right, I'm in, what do I do? What's your number one tip for better hydration?
Good question. I think it's ditch the bowl, get a fountain. The water's always moving, so they drink more, plus it stays fresher, tastes better to them.
Yeah, that's true. My pets get picky if the water's been sitting out too long.
Right. Would you want to drink water that's been sitting out all day? Probably not.
Good point. So, fountain it is. What about teeth? What's the first step to getting those healthy?
Got to make brushing a habit. Just like we brush our teeth, right? Every day's ideal, but even a few times a week is better than nothing.
I'll admit, I'm not always great about that. Life gets in the way. But now I'm like, oh man, I gotta do better.
I get it. It happens. It's easy to forget, but it makes such a difference for them. And even if they hate it, There are ways to make it easier.
Like what? My cat. Forget it. He disappears if he sees the toothbrush.
Start slow. Don't go straight for a full brushing. Just touch their teeth a bit and slowly add the brush. Oh, and always use pet toothpaste. Human toothpaste is bad for them.
Really? I've totally used human toothpaste before. I just thought toothpaste was toothpaste.
A lot of people think that. But ours has stuff that's toxic to them, like xylitol. Pet toothpaste is flavored too, like chicken or fish. So they like it better.
So make it a good experience for them. And the more we do it, the more they'll get used to it.
Exactly. And don't forget those other things. Chews, wipes, the stuff for their water. It all helps.
You know, it makes me think about my dog growing up. We never brushed his teeth. It's just what people did back then, and he had some bad problems when he got older.
Yeah, that happened a lot. Luckily, people know more now, and we've got way more options to keep their teeth healthy.
So for people like me who are just starting to take this more seriously, what should we watch out for? Like signs something's wrong with their teeth?
Oh, that's a good question. Well, bad breath, obviously, or if their gums are red, swollen, drooling a lot, trouble chewing, pawing at their mouth, any of that, go see the vet.
Just like with us, early detection is key.
Exactly. Just like we get our teeth cleaned, they need that too. Those professional cleanings get rid of stuff we can't get at home.
Okay, I'm scheduling a cleaning for my dog, like, now? It's been too long.
Good. Gotta be proactive, give them the best care we can.
This has been so informative. It's crazy. You can learn so much from just a product description.
It really is. There's always something new to learn about keeping our pets healthy. And the more we know, the better we can take care of them.
Okay, so we've talked about water, we've talked about teeth, and given some tips. But is there anything else we should keep in mind for their overall health?
That's a great question. I think the biggest thing is every pet's different. What works for one might not work for another. Pay attention to what they need, talk to your vet, make a plan just for them.
Like with people, they all have different needs.
Exactly. It's our job to figure that out and give them what they need.
This deep dive's got me thinking for sure. I bet our listeners feel the same. So, before we finish up this part, any last thoughts for everyone?
Don't underestimate the small stuff. Even little changes can make a big difference for them.
Love that. We don't have to do everything at once, just start somewhere.
Exactly. And it's all about learning together, us and our pets.
So true. Well, that wraps up part 2 of our deep dive. But we'll be back soon with even more tips to help you level up your pet care game.
Okay, so we're back for the last part of our deep dive into pet hydration and oral care. You know, it's really made me realize how much these simple things, like water and brushing their teeth, really affect their lives.
Oh, absolutely. It's like those are the basics, you know? You gotta have a good foundation for everything else to work right. And for pets, that foundation is their health.
So before we wrap up, what's one thing you wish all pet owners knew about keeping their pets hydrated?
That's a tough one. I think it's being able to spot when they're dehydrated. Because sometimes it's not that obvious.
Really? What do you mean?
Like, sure, if they're panting like crazy or just seem super tired, that's a clear sign. But sometimes it's more subtle, like their gums are dry or their eyes look sunken in, even like their skin doesn't bounce back as quickly.
Oh, wow, I never thought about that. So we really got to pay attention to the little things. Exactly. And if you're ever not sure, just give them some water. It can't hurt. And you can always ask your vet. They can tell you how much your pet should be drinking because it's different for every animal.
Great advice. Now, last question about teeth. Any final words of wisdom on how to keep those pearly whites sparkling?
Don't be scared to get in there and brush. I know a lot of people don't like doing it, but it's the best way to prevent problems.
Yeah, I used to be like that. But once you make it a habit, it's not so bad. It's just part of their routine.
Exactly. And there's tons of help out there. Your vet can show you how to do it right. Plus, there's videos online and stuff.
All right, so we've covered the basics. Water, teeth, and given some tips. Anything else that surprised you while you were researching all this?
You know, I think the biggest surprise was how connected oral health is to their overall health. I knew it was important, but I didn't realize how much dental problems could affect their other organs. It's not just about fresh breath, it's about their whole body.
Absolutely. I think that's a great takeaway for everyone. Well, it's been awesome talking to you about all this. I hope everyone listening feels ready to step up their pet care game.
Me too.
Yeah.
The more we know, the better we can take care of our furry friends. Right?
Well said. Keep those tails wagging, everyone, those water bowls full, and those smiles healthy. Every little bit helps. And remember, taking care of your pet means a happier life for both of you.
Until next time.